Right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this brilliant workshop we're going to be doing this afternoon, which is all based on creative writing and poetry, which is going to be run by the wonderful Harula, who I'm going to pass you over to. Now, as some of you know, these workshops, we've been able to do them thanks to Comic Relief and the National Lottery for being able to provide the funding for it. And so we really hope that you enjoy it. I think it's going to be a really nice workshop to get our brains and creativity flowing. So I'm going to pass you over to Harula, who's going to explain how the session's going to run. And good luck.
Thank you. So, welcome all. Great to meet you. The intention this afternoon is to give you some ideas to get creativity flowing. And as Laura said, this afternoon, our focus is on writing. So we're going to be using writing as a way of expressing ourselves creatively. But my intention is not to be like a teacher, okay? I'm not going to tell you how to be a good writer. All I want is to give you a space and an opportunity to have a go, to have a play. And this afternoon, I want to focus on the senses. So all of the ideas, all of the prompts are going to be inspired by the senses, things that we can see and feel and taste and touch and smell. So that is the kind of main theme of the afternoon. But before we start, I'd love to just hear from each of you 3 words to describe how you're feeling today. Now, just to kind of bring us all present and begin knowing how we're all doing. So I can start. 3 words. I'm curious, I'm excited, and I'm a bit full because I ate far too much at lunchtime, including too much chocolate. So I'm, yes, curious, excited, and a bit full. Laura, how are you?
Okay. As usual, I'm tired. I'm excited because we're going to be learning something new, and I feel really optimistic, which in you know, the way things are at the moment are quite nice things to feel.
Thank you. How about Becca?
I'm feeling happy, creative, and enthusiastic.
What was the last one, Beck? The reception was went off a bit.
Sorry. It was happy, enthusiastic, and creative.
Happy, creative, and
Hello?
You might have to text it to me. Enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Real.
God, lots of positivity today. All right, how about Cassie?
I think I'm unmuted now.
Perfect.
I chose relaxed, intrigued and optimistic. Hopeful, I suppose. I'll change optimistic for hopeful.
Perfect. Thank you, Cassie. And Olivia.
You're welcome.
Unmute yourself. Ah, there we go.
I feel happy, chilled, and excited. I'm learning something new.
Oh, brilliant! Wow, I'm so impressed with all of you that you're managing to have these, very positive feelings in the midst of these difficult times. And I think creativity is definitely one of the things that can help us stay optimistic and hopeful and happy. So that's great. So I want to start with the sense of smell, because I think the sense of smell is quite interesting. I notice that sometimes I might find an old shawl of my grandmother's and I can smell her perfume, or I might smell a fire and it makes me remember another time. But what I want you to do now, and perhaps actually, I'll give you a couple of minutes to write down your list, and then I'll ask each person to read their list to all of us. So just a minute or so, I want you to make a list of some of your favorite smells. Yeah, some of your favorite smells. So take a minute or so to write a list, and then I'll ask you to read them out to us. Okay, has everybody managed to list a few things? Brilliant. So let's go in the same order. So Laura, would you like to share your list with us?
Yep. Something unfortunately that I don't get often anymore is the smell of my mother's Sunday dinner cooking. Yum. And then the other three is freshly cut grass in the summer. I love the smell as well of fresh rain. You know, when it's been really humid and we're about to have a massive downpour and you can just smell the rain come in. I love that. And fresh washing. They all might be a bit random, but yeah.
A couple of those are on my list too, the cut grass and the rain. I love those smells. All right, Becca. Can you unmute?
You need to unmute, Beck. You coming back? There you go. Unmute yourself.
I had a call come through. Sorry about that. Okay, I like the smell of baked breads. I like an infusion. Pardon? Oh,
what was that?
What did you say? Sorry.
Sorry,
I
I
said the smell of
interrupted
baked bread.
because I love the smell of baked bread too. I love it. It's on my list as well.
I like the smell of lilies, the flowers lilies, lavender, rosemary, mint, and infusion of spices when you'd cook in a curry or something like that. Yeah, that's me. And soap. I love the smell of soap as well. Soap.
Any particular kind of soap?
Or pears. I like the pear soap actually. You know the pear soap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. You've moved around on my screen. Who do we have next? Cassie. Can you unmute, please?
Yes, sorry, doing it again.
That's all right.
Coffee is one of my favourite smells, but the kind of proper coffee, it seems to fill the room, fill any room that it's in, and others sometimes. My second choice was kind of the smell of soil, kind of earth. That reminds me of spring. I'm smelling that quite a lot, kind of walking around my garden and fiddling about with the things. And I definitely agree with cooking, like cooked onions when that's cooking. Yes. And most foods, to be fair.
Brilliant. Thank you, Cassie.
Well,
All right, Olivia.
I like the smell of candles. Candles, perfume, and chocolate.
Brilliant.
And I do like lavender as well.
Okay, I'm going to read you mine, and I'm also going to read back everybody's, so we can just have a reminder of all these smells that we like. So here we go. Bluebells, wood smoke, the sea, fresh bread baking, suntan lotion, cut grass, horses, roses, pine trees, that after the rain smell, Sunday dinner cooking, freshly cut grass, fresh rain, fresh laundry, baked bread, the flowers, lilies, lavender, mint, rosemary, an infusion of spices like when you're cooking a curry, soap, coffee, soil, cooking, like cooking onions, candles, perfume, chocolate, lavender. Oh, I love all these smells. But now I want to know why. Okay, why do you love these smells? So what we're going to do, I've got a timer here. It's a 3-minute timer. And what I want you to do is I want you to choose one of those smells. Yeah. So it could be one that you already had on your list. It might be one that somebody else reminded you of, or you might think of a new smell now. And I want you to describe why you love it. Yeah. So for example, if it's coffee, why do you love the smell of coffee? What does it do for you? Can you describe that smell? What does it mean? Does it make you think of a particular person? Does it give you a particular feeling? Yeah. So choose one or two of those smells and then just explain why you love it. So we're going to have 3 minutes to write. Okay, off you go. Okay, so that's the 3 minutes. And before we share, I just want to say that, you know, we're doing little exercises this afternoon. It's not that we need to expect we've got a perfectly finished or polished piece of writing. These are ideas and beginnings. So I would love it if people would be happy to share what they've written. And if at any point, for whatever reason, you don't want to read it to us, that's also fine. Yeah. But it is really nice to hear what other people have written. And if we want to appreciate what somebody else has written, then that's great. We can either clap quietly or wave, but let's not comment. Let's just appreciate by applauding or waving. So maybe I'll kick this off. This actually wasn't on my original list, but I had to go with coffee. Coffee. It's like it cools my soul back from sleeping, reminds me to be awake to this world. I get that feeling before I've even tasted a sip, inhaling the scent of the ground beans before adding the hot water from the kettle and watching the steam rise so the aroma fills the room long after the mug is empty. It makes mornings bearable, cake more interesting, and makes me grateful for a world in which, though it doesn't grow in the country I live in, I still get to enjoy coffee. All right, Laura, do you want to share what you wrote?
Yeah, mine's not quite put together in coherent ways like that. It's just a list. So I've gone for the smell of the fresh rain smell. It reminds me of being young, playing outdoors in the mountains. I grew up cliche, a small village on top of a mountain in Wales. So it brings back really nice, happy memories of my childhood and freedom. So it also reminds me of being on holidays abroad when there's been a tropical storm, and it's a really weird sort of sensation that it can be really hot and then a massive downpour. So that brings back nice memories. It brings a sense of familiarity that is really quite comforting. It makes me feel nice and just thinks of nice things. And also it's just that appreciation of the set of being outdoors and acknowledging that the rain helps things grow the way that I can't really put that into words, but you know, rain's not necessarily bad. It can be a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Thank you. All right, Becca.
Okay, Beck, if you unmute yourself, babe.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. I've chosen soap. Soap, it smells crisp, clean and fresh. It makes me feel relaxed and want to make soap. There are all different soaps that I love, and I love smelling of soap. It feels therapeutic, and I love the lather and foam it creates. I like lavender soap, and it awakens my senses. That's it.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right, Cassie.
oven muted. I went with soil and kind of the smell of the earth. At the moment, I'm going for lots of walks and I smell it all around me. It's kind of, it reminds me of spring and the starting of things, the potential, the kind of, especially the season it is, it reminds me of the unfurling of kind of spring and everything around, kind of everything, well, nature's kind of waking up, and yeah, just reminds me of the potential and the start of things, and yeah, spring. Thank you.
And Olivia?
I put all my favourite things into one. I love lavender because it has a calming smell to it, and it makes my skin feel soft. I love perfume because my clothes smell nice and fresh, and it's lovely for other people to smell, and it makes me feel good.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. That was great, everyone. Thank you for that. And actually, what Cassie and Laura shared in particular reminds or kind of leads on quite well to this next exercise. So I'm going to give you a little bit longer for this one. And this time, I want you to think of all the senses. Yeah? So what you can smell, what you can see, what you can taste, what you can touch, and what you can, did I say smell already? Taste, smell, see, touch, and hear. Yeah. And the way we're going to do this, so Laura talked about where she lived as a child on top of this mountain. I want you to think of a place that you really love. It might be a particular cafe. It might be a particular place in nature. It might be a place you went on holiday. It might be your favorite room in your house. And I want you to just imagine yourself in that place. And then again, we're kind of going to list, because poetry often uses quite a bit of repetition. So I want you to repeat the words, I can smell, I can see, I can hear. Yeah? Try and incorporate all 5 senses, but begin each line with I can hear, taste, touch, smell, see. Yeah? But maybe at the beginning, just take a minute to really imagine yourself into that place that you're remembering, and then start to make your list. Okay? And this time, I'll give you about 7 minutes, but if you finish before then, don't worry, you just wait for the rest of us. Okay? All right, go for it.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I don't know what's happening here. Oh, no.
You've just unmuted yourself, that's all, don't worry. All good.
So that's about 7 minutes. If you've got a sentence you're in the middle of, then go ahead and finish it. All right, great. So I think I'll read what I've got first, and then you can probably guess the place that I'm talking about. So I can smell the salt of the sea. I can see the fishermen out on their boats. I can taste ice cream lingering from a mid-afternoon snack. I can hear children laughing, shouting, splashing in the surf. I can feel the sun on my skin. I can feel the salt drying on my skin after swimming, making it feel tight. I can smell fish. I can smell sun cream. I can see mountains all around me. I can see people dozing under parasols on the beach. I can see shells and seaweed. I can feel sand between my toes. I can hear the sound of a speedboat engine starting up. I can hear Greek music playing from a radio in the taverna. So that is my favorite place to go on holiday, Crete, and I really miss it. Hopefully I can go there later this year or next year. All right, Laura.
Okay, so I just noticed we've lost Cassie a bit. So I'm hoping,
Yeah.
I think the connection's dropped and is just coming back
Okay,
in.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so mine. So I can see my village and surrounding towns from where I'm sat. I can see the forestry and woodlands where we built dens, rode our bikes, got chased by an angry ram. I can see my granddad Tom and my dog Bonnie, as I remember us walking up here often. I can smell the countryside from the grass, the rain, the Japanese knotweed, the ferns and the sheep. I can taste the bubble gum that we chewed as children and the tip tops that we took with us from Anne's shop. I can hear us laughing a lot. I can hear the birds in the trees. I can hear the sheep and the lambs and our parents calling us home for tea. I can feel the fresh breeze on my arms and the tickling sensation on my legs from the long grass and the roughness of the stones of the crumbled buildings where we were sat. And I can also remember the feeling of running over all these mounds so fast that we would just fall over and roll and roll and roll and roll and roll. So I'm thinking of a place called George Pit, and it was the old ruined mines that were on top of the mountain that we used to go up and explore and play and investigate, and wonderful memories. Really enjoyed doing that.
Amazing. You can really start to imagine yourself there when you hear people saying things like, I can taste the bubble gum, and I can, oh, it's wonderful. Thank you. Okay, Becca.
Okay, unmute yourself, Beck.
Okay. All right. I've done a bit of an intro to about soap again, about what it reminds me of, and then I've put the senses about I can smell and I can feel and that. Okay, all right, I'll start then. So it reminds me of when I was a child in my favourite shop called The Body Shop, and in my bedroom where I collected soaps on my dresser. I can smell a fruity and pine smell with a hint of musk and lavender. My skin feels soft and supple after using it. I can hear the bath water running as I get ready for a soapy bath. I can see lots of colourful different shapes of soap and people around me. I wouldn't recommend eating soap though, although you can eat soap flavoured sweets. I smell clean and fresh. That's me. Thank you.
I love the Body Shop too. Love the Body Shop.
I do. It's my favourite shop. Mm.
All right, let's have Cassie, please.
Okay. I kind of I pictured myself in Moseley Bog. I love foraging there during this time. So due to this, I could smell a lot of garlic coming from the plants. I kind of I can hear birds, lots of birds in Moseley Bog tweeting different bird sounds. I can kind of hear the rustling of the leaves from the trees, because I've been the hold on a second. I can feel the earth under my feet. I can hear dogs scampering around the woods. Not my dogs, just kind of rogue random dogs. And hear the leaves also. I can feel the leaves and the wild garlic that I pick. Kind of, it's very smooth. I remember it from last year, and I'm hoping to go this year. Did I remember? Did I write down anything else? Hold on a second. That's more or less it. Thank you.
Okay, and Olivia, please.
I can feel sunshine. I can taste cocktails. I can touch my friends. I hear people having a good time. I can smell chlorine in the water. Well, and my favourite place is Tenerife.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Really nice. So we're going to do one more exercise. And I think creativity is a very powerful force for creating a future that we want. Yeah, I think if we start to imagine it, we help to make it happen. So what I want us to do now, because we all, not just in this country, but all over the world at the moment, we're all having to face a very unusual situation. And I want us to start thinking about the future that we would like to see. Because not all of the things that have stopped are things we would want to come back. We can also learn from the situation that we're in and create something even better than we used to have. So I'm not going to give you any complicated instructions. All I want is for you to begin a piece of writing with "in the future," and then just use your imagination. Yeah, but start with those 3 words, in the future. And we'll give this 5 minutes. Okay, off you go. Okay, that's been your 5 minutes. So if you still have a sentence or two, do finish. Okay. So I will read you what I wrote. In the future, we will take care of those who take care of us. All those people who have helped us stay healthy and fed and entertained will be well paid and appreciated for what they do. Teachers, nurses, post office workers, all of you. In the future, we will remember how much we missed seeing our friends and family. So we will hug them more and tell them at every opportunity, I love you. In the future, we will remember how nature brought us joy, how walking helped us to relax, and we will take care of our environment and the animals and plants around us as a thank you for their unconditional kindness and beauty. In the future, we will not let others go hungry when there is enough food for all. We will share it, grow it ourselves, waste nothing, because food is a gift. In the future, we will remember to take nothing for granted. Thank you. All right, Laura.
Okay. So I've got, in the future, I'd like us to be kind. Kind to ourselves, our physical health and our mental health. I'd like mental health issues to be less taboo and see much more support available, as it's been more recognised as a serious problem, especially during lockdown, and I hope it continues. But I'd like the support to be extended fully to our children and for them to be taken seriously, their feelings, their thoughts, their needs and their wants. So in the future, I'd like them to be heard and for us to support them in rectifying some of our mistakes, involving looking after our planet as well as ourselves and each other.
All right, Becca.
Okay, unmute, Beck.
I have. I have. Okay. In the future, I hope to push a book and compile a CD. In the future, there will be peace and harmony all around the world. I would like to travel more and get my teeth white to become fitter and healthier, get a paid job again and meet up with friends. I would like to see my mum again and buy a house and pass my driving tests. Even go out clubbing again and have children. I would like to get married. That's it. Sorry. Oh. It's more about, I don't think that was very good actually, but I was going to say about aliens and stuff like that, but then I thought, no, it's a bit far-fetched.
All right, Cassie, please.
Hello. In the future, I would like to see people working alongside nature rather than people only seeing what they can get from nature, or what it can give us. In the future, I would like to see people working alongside the environment also. I saw kind of nature come alive when when we had the lockdowns. Yeah, it seemed to benefit from us not doing what we usually do, and it was kind of, I saw it come alive. And in the future, I want to go with my family and friends to pubs and restaurants. That would be very nice. There you go. That is me. Thank you.
In the future, I would like to see less of like people with my disability, which is CP. Of like she can't do anything, because we can actually do stuff, and I just want them to be less of judgmental. In the future, I would like a paid job in care. I would like to go into supported living, make new friends, travel more, get married.
Wow. Thank you, everybody. That was really wonderful to listen to. So we're coming to the end of our session, actually. So what I would like to do now, I like to finish these sessions by asking everybody 3 questions. Yeah? What did you enjoy most? What, if anything, was difficult? And how do you feel now? So at the beginning, I asked you how you were feeling. And now I want to ask you again how you're feeling now after the session. But also, what did you enjoy most? And was there anything that you found difficult? So I can start. What I enjoyed most was listening to that last bit, actually. Listening to all your wonderful dreams and hopes for the future. I found that incredibly heartwarming and beautiful. So thank you for that. Anything difficult? Not being in the same room as you. I would love to be in the same room as you all now and give you a hug and thank you for a very enjoyable afternoon, but that's not possible. And how I feel now, I feel really hopeful, actually. I feel when I hear all those things that you're wishing for and hoping for, and also, you know, what I'm hoping for myself, I feel very hopeful about the future. So thank you. It's been a real joy and privilege meeting you all and writing with you. Thank you. Laura.
Okay. I think I enjoyed most digging into memories. And I think it's like you said, using the senses to just kind of like take yourself somewhere. Was really nice because I felt a little bit anxious that we were going to I was going to need to write all this poetry and things like that. But it was really nice to kind of just thinking of things that I've not thought about in years and years and years. So the difficult part of it was suddenly picking some of the key things from it, because my mind just started to go into overdrive of just so much different stuff, and I find it hard to pick a few things and be concise. And I feel really quite nice and warm and fuzzy, listening to everybody and just sharing. It's quite personal things that, you know, we share when we start thinking of things like this. And I also feel that it was nice for me to remember that my imagination is still there. I used to be quite creative as a child, and it kind of just disappeared as I got older. And actually, there is something perhaps still in there that I can dig into when I need to. So I really enjoyed it.
Okay, Becca.
I think my battery's going to die, so let me just quickly charge. phone a sec. Oh. Oh, please don't die on me.
That's the problem, isn't it, with all the technology?
I enjoyed most, apart from writing something stuff using my imagination, I enjoyed listening to everyone else's creative writing and getting inspiration from that and getting a few helpful tips and stuff. And most difficult was the time span, because I know, because you know, I wish it was on for longer than an hour. I could sit there all day writing, you know. But I suppose fitting into a small amount of time to try and come up with so much. Because normally when I get going, I can write pages and pages and pages, you know, and just not stop writing. And then it's made me actually feel very happy and somber, actually. And that's me. Thank you. And I just want to say thank you as well. Thank you to Harula and everyone. Thank you.
Cassie.
Hello. What did I enjoy most? I think it was seeing everybody and seeing everyone share. And it's very similar to what Laura mentioned. I kind of felt a bit of kind of warm and fuzzy, those words I'm going to use, Laura. Kind of, yeah, putting myself in those situations that I felt good, and remembering all those things in different senses. That was really nice. How did I feel? What did I find most difficult? I suppose it's difficult sharing kind of little creations you've made for yourself, and it kind of made me feel slightly uncomfortable, but not uncomfortable enough to not do it. So that was nice. I think I feel after more likely to do it again and just sit down and be creative. It was nice to do. Yeah, and I'm going to use Harula's words. Yeah, I feel hopeful, which is nice. Thank you, Harula. It's been insightful. Thank you.
And Olivia.
I think today's session was wonderful, hearing everything, and when because you don't take enough time to look back at memories. I think the more I got into it, the more I felt more like open to talk, and that's something sometimes I do struggle with, but I felt comfortable around you. So yeah, I really enjoyed today's session.
Wow, thank you, everybody. I really enjoyed spending this time with you. And I love that you all have this idea that you could maybe carry on, because the time is very short. And that definitely is the intention of a session like this, is to encourage you to do this in your own time for yourself. Because now you have some ideas maybe that you can carry on doing some writing. And if anybody ever wants to send me anything that they've written, I'd be very happy to read it. I'm sure Laura can pass on my email address. And if you'd like to share your writing with me, then please do. I'd be delighted to read it. So thank you, everybody. And thank you, Laura.
Oh, that was amazing. So I think I'm just going to pop everybody off mute a minute so we can just give Harula a little clap and shout our thank yous, because what I'm going to do, guys, when you come off, I knock you off. Me and Harula are going to stay on just for a couple of minutes, and then, as usual, I'm going to be emailing and chasing you all up for feedback later. But guys, I thought you lot were wonderful. It was really nice being able to kind of like share stuff, and I think over time we've got a bit more comfortable with each other to be able to talk. And I know it can be quite uncomfortable, can't it, sort of sharing things. But so well done to everybody, and thank you so much, Harula. It's been really, really brilliant. So guys, thank you so much for joining us, and I will catch up with you all a little bit later. If you can click for yourselves to end so we can stay on, that's brilliant.
Okay.
Bye guys, thank you.
Not a problem.
Bye.